turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. How you gon' tell me we don't live in hell? My brother doing 55 in that cell. Nigga claiming he your round, he'll spin shell. Same nigga you put on to hit the stand and tell. How the fuck you turn your back on a nigga that love you? Treat your kids like my kids, treat you like a brother. I told my dog, let's leave the streets to serve the Most High. He said, fuck that shit, he tryna sell another pie. His daddy killed him, put him in the trunk, set him on fire. His wife was pregnant, he ain't never get to see his child. Had me thinking to myself, what happened if I die? Look my babies in the eyes, I gotta stay alive. I put my ego on the shelf and my pride to the side. I'm with some niggas who gon' step and got God on their side. Got in the ISUPK, they keep asking me why. As I do the work of the Lord, I gotta stay alive. Face the east and pray alive. I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive.
You ever pump a pack with a snake by your side? Yes, I did. See a man reach out to God before he died? Yes, I did. I know the Lord forgive us for these sins, but I'm starting to think the kingdom of heaven is for these kids. I told my daughters, one man in your bed, I won't stand for left. For my son, I hit your head on that fragile leg. I lost some niggas to that dope, I lost niggas to the feds. Remember Jono tried to stick me for that cheese on that bread, yeah, I was thuggin' with Lucky and that nigga left me for dead. Endured to the end, cause I listened to what was said. Mother told me she loved me when she was sick up in the bed. I was running them streets, but the truth made me a man. Shit, I don't really speak, cause she'll never understand. That's why I ain't even tell her about these voices in my head. I'm still trying to manage my anger like Uncle Craig.
I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive.
Yeah, I'm on 44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and their head with that shit.
Fine then, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. They mad, I'm too solid, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. No, they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank for real. I got real soldiers, kill for me, nigga, watch yourself. They say you been in beast mode lately, you is not yourself. When you dropping that fire, precious marriage, they inquiring. They can't stop what's coming.
I'm trying to get to the bitches too.
It's that cold leadership. Cold leader, a nigga sick, I got that faux fever, that COVID shit, got that old Nina, I let it spit, got that brand new 9, fold you like a futon, ain't a rapper on my level, told you that a few times, bet your bottom dollar, save it like a coupon, old glass with the new wines, break a few minds, black party with a few dimes, get my shoes shine, murder shit by a few times, enemies done, how are you a co-survivor when we don't leave none, shit, put it on tape, watch it like a rerun, I got partners with the grills, want me get my teeth done, open face shit, cult leader waiting on my spaceship. You don't see us winning, better go and get your LASIX. Basics, infinity garland matching the bracelet. Made me get this snapping like Thanos in the race. The way I walk like a cult leader. How I talk like a cult leader. How I move like a cult leader. Everything off the meter, one West undefeated. How I walk like a cult leader. How I talk like a cult leader. How I move like a cult leader. Everything off the meter, one West undefeated. Got it all playing, riding for my dogs, man. Cram a couple niggas with blickies up in the small van. Jungle like Tarzan, jewels in the armband. Still drink a cold old English out of tall can. Drinking more liquor in the rental, we got 2 doors. World domination, I'm bald like Lex Luthor. Gotta stay focused, sounding like Doc Umar. Ain't no dashiki, nigga, my squad needs me. Got the lions through the graveyard like Rafiki. But this ain't no Disney, more like a horror movie. 4K, too high quality for some Tubi. Cats wanna watch it, better pay for the premium. I don't rap for free no more, pay the team in them. You really wanna hear me cut the check of the committee? I ain't had to sell my soul, I ain't had to party with Diddy. All I did was grab the killers out every one of these cities. Because I walk like a cult leader. How I talk like a cult leader. How I move like a cult leader. Everything off the meter, one West undefeated. And I walk like a cult leader. How I talk like a cult leader. How I move like a cult leader. Everything off the meter, one West undefeated. And I walk and I talk like a cult leader. And I move like a cult leader. Undefeated 'cause I walk like a cult leader. And I talk like a cult leader. How I move like a cult leader. Everything off the meter, one West undefeated. And I walk.
Apparently you can go from 0 to a complete site in just a single prompt with Wix Harmony. I don't know if this is going to be possible. Where vibe coding meets drag and drop.
Yo, I stay away from the streets and the trouble to get in. Trying to stay strong in this world full of sin. But they wanna bring us down, they ain't wanna see us win. They wanna kill us all, Lord, tell me, can I live? Can a nigga live? Can I live? Can a nigga live? Lord, tell me, can I live? I know the hatred's deeper than the color of your skin. So can I live? Can a nigga live? Can I live? Can a nigga live, Lord?
Yeah, clap it up. Questions? I was harassing Kashak yesterday. Questions? Yeah, 30%. You? Microphone? Yeah, microphone. You can sit a little closer out just for now. I'm not going to really get in. Like both doors closed. Just because I don't want to pass the mic back and forth too much. Unless there's your own questions, then disregard what I just said. I did a breakdown on Revelation chapter 21, verse 1. Somebody got it. look at, I wanted to do a lecture on the 9th of August, but more than likely not going to do it because we have to. It seems like we our resources together in the United States. It's feel like telling you, like, I had two Captain Good, school and all that, and the gate and all that, the spot and all that. But shit, probably focus on this first. Because I was going to do it before. No. I just that part I just want to tell you. You feel like you got to talk to me after. I just tell you. Revelation 21.
Book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away. And there was a new slot. And there was no more sea. It's like, what does it mean when it says everything? I mean, I forget to break down the whole thing, so.
What's the whole question? The whole question is one.
I just want to know when it says there was no more sea.
So new heaven, I need verification on what it's talking about. Actually, no more sea, because there's actually there's a new heaven and there's a new earth. What is the new heaven? You're asking this question. What's the new heaven and the new earth? Chocolate.
The new heaven is when the earth is put back into the hands of the righteous. And the new earth is when earth falling and goes.
It's talking about the way things are ran now. To just say it a little more better, so you can understand it. The way things are ran now, it's not gonna be ran like that anymore. You understand? So there's going to be a new heaven and a new earth because the old ones passed away. Whoever's in charge of this heaven, white man's heaven, is past. You understand? The way the earth is ran now is past. Now there's a new heaven. Now there's a new earth. You understand? The planet Earth is not literally going to be wiped away and a whole new planet Earth put back. Okay? But the C part, I have to verify the C part, what that means. I don't think it's saying that the waters is washed away or taken away and the new waters is brought back. I believe it's more symbolic than that, but I don't have what the symbol is for you. Look at raising your hand, I'll be glad. There's a reason. Reason. But not go forward to the habit that I fell into. I used to know where a lot of things was at.
Right.
And then it graded down into I know what it's saying. I can't tell you where it's at no more.
Right.
Don't do that.
That's why I didn't want to say it. I
hold yourself to that higher standard. You know what I'm saying? I know where it's at. But there's a precept for this in your part.
I would prefer the precept first.
No, I said if you understood it, you could paraphrase that precept. If not, just give me a minute. Give me 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 8.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 8, or often have it. No.
book of Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
They was born in Esau praise. When they were born, and Esau came out. What did they do after they do?
Sloppy.
When they, second Ezra 6.
Sloppy. So you want to break that down or you want to just keep on reading?
No. Yeah, actually, I know what you have. Break it down. What it's saying is Jacob grabbed the heel of Esau.
Okay.
So you know when Esau came out, Jacob grabbed his heel.
Okay.
Right? And that's where it says the elder shall serve the younger. The one that came out first is going to serve the one who came out second.
No, okay.
Go ahead.
You want me to break it down?
So you take a shot.
So, we take it from the top, Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham to Isaac, it's just giving a breakdown about lineages and who the word slips my memory, who the promise got passed down to. And then he says, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Isaac, Jacob's hand held on to the heel of Esau, which is prophecy, like we were saying, of the elders should serve the younger.
This is what you want to do, right? When you're doing it, when you come in verse 8, it's like this. He said unto me, Abraham, and to Isaac, and Jacob, and Esau were born. Jacob grabbed the hand of Esau. It's like he's saying it almost in redundancy. He's saying it like it's the same as I always tell you. Abraham, to Isaac, Jacob and Esau. Jacob grabbed his heel. Just jogging your memory. You know what I'm saying? It's like saying it in redundancy. And he's saying that Esau to go up to 7.
Verse
So
7.
first, actually, so when you go to 1 through 6, go to 1. Just go to 1 so everybody can understand why Revelation 21 is something.
This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 1. And he said unto me, in the beginning, when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew.
Before earth was made, and it was just him. And whatever he wanted, the Lord was just there. Before the earth, before the space, right? So this is before what you know as what? Genesis. This is what? This is before, and what do you say, let there be light?
In the beginning time.
This is before that.
Right.
He's saying, before I made the earth, before I made space, before wind, before there was wind. Yeah.
Verse 2. Before the thunder and lightning.
Say it how he's saying. Always remember this too. Remember, y'all probably heard me say this a lot. Throughout the generations, fathers, mothers, brotherhood, sisterhood, fatherhood. Fathers, fatherhood, motherhood, sisterhood, brotherhood, all of that, right? Gets worse every generation. Right. Every generation we get worse, nothing gets better. Men complaining about women, men complaining about men from the standpoint of friendship, from the standpoint of relationship, from the father to the father complaining about his son. It gets worse every generation because we're further removed from the laws of God. Right? It's the same. This is what he's saying. He's saying before any of that, before it fell, before this, before that, before all these generations that y'all know, go ahead.
Verse 2.
It's like what I'm trying to make is when you're reading this in your own English, it's powerful for you to say it in English. Because if you go down to English, English when you compare it to Hebrew is damn near in English. You understand? When you compare it, they say that we spoke like barbarians. Ah, da, da, da. Just imagine your name and how loose we say everything. You understand? Like that's how we were talking. What the hell are they talking about? Come on, bro. Come on, y'all. It's like what the hell are they talking about? They're barbaric. You understand? We talk so matter of fact. Hebrew is very straight to the point. It doesn't beat around the bush. You go to English, there's a lot of ways for you to beat around the bush when you're using English. You understand? The Bible even says, let your yea be yea and your nay be nay. Hebrew is all about being blunt, straight to the point, masculine.
Right.
When you get to the English, the further down you get from Hebrew, the original language, go back to the Tower of Babel, I bar is Hebrew. Right? Hebrew was not created when so-called Israelites, or people call Hebrew Israelites, was created, was born in earth. Hebrew is the original language. You understand? I bar. In the Tower of Babel, they said, we need to split their language up. If they all speak the same language, this is what they're doing. You understand? So you go from Hebrew down to Sumerian languages and Syrian languages and Latins and Greeks, and it just gets gay. That's right. It gets more and more white. You understand? It gets more and more like that. So it's power when you say exactly how we wrote it. So read 2 again.
Come.
Then you understand it better too. Right?
Second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
Before it thundered and lightning,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
or ever the foundations of paradise were laid.
And what is that also about? Just that part right there, y'all might not be thinking about it. Light. What does it say before lightning? Before lightning. That sounds like what a slave would say. You see that in the sky is storm, man. The sky been lightened up. This is us talking. You understand? This is us. That's why it's powerful for you to say it the way it's written, because this is not. You gotta remember this old English is us. So it's the same as you speaking in Ebonics.
Okay? Verse 3. Before fair flowers were seen, or even the movable powers were established,
Mm-hmm.
before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together.
What an angels was made. You understand? This is before everything that you know. Okay? By you, I mean that we know. Okay?
Verse 4. Or ever the heights of the air will lift up.
How am I going to make the clouds? When am I going to start the firmament? Before any of that. Okay?
Before the measures of the firmament were named, or ever the chimneys in Zion were hot. Zion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Verse 5. An era the present years were sought out, and or ever the invitations of them that now
The inventions. An error. An error before, not ever. Error the present years.
Oh God, sir. And ever the inventions sir. And ere the present years were sought out, and or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned, before they were sealed that have gathered faith for a treasure.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 6.
Before the inventions of them that now sin returned, before they were sealed and have gathered faith for a treasure. Right? Before we sinned, right? Before we were formed. Right?
Verse 6. Then did I consider these things,
Mm-hmm.
and they all were made through me alone.
Mm-hmm.
God, that's Amen.
Break it down to the emphasis.
And though none other, and through none other, by me also they shall be ended,
Mm-hmm.
and by none other.
He said, before, I made everything. You understand? I made that, and before I made everything, he said, first of all, before I made everything, I thought about it. So none of this was an accident. None of this was on the fly. There was no Big Bang. You understand? Even scientists say, in order for the Big Bang Theory to be true, everything had to, this is science. This is not science submitting to the Bible. Science was trying to disprove the Bible.
Right.
And they said, in order for our theory of the Big Bang to be true, it had to start from a God atom. There had to be one atom, ATOM, supreme to all of the atoms that we know about, for these things to boom. Because if you just take a random atom and leave it alone, it doesn't boom.
Right.
So there had to be some special atom. There's no special atom, of course, it's the Lord.
Right.
All right? But even they say, that's the words they use, a God atom. There had to be a God atom. He said, before all of this, man, there was no accident. There's no Big Bang. There's no boom. Million universes popped up, galaxies, Milky Way, all these suns. And this is a red dwarf sun. This is a super high. This is a giant. This is a white sun. And this is how space works. Just understand the complexity. Take it back a little bit, everybody. Understand the complexity of what you was talking to students. From the time you started learning science all the way up to whatever your last year of school was. You know how complex that is to learn all those things about the earth, the planet, how plants work, how animals work, the sea works, how space works, how complex that is. He said, before I did all of that, I thought about it. There's no accidents. Space didn't make itself. You understand? Space did not just expand and it's like, oh, that's how space determined space would work. No. I determined everything.
Right.
Everything you could possibly think about, whatever you know about reality, I did that. You understand? And then there's a scripture that says the Lord's eyes are hotter than 1,000 suns. You understand? You can hide nothing from the Lord. And you think he couldn't do this? You understand? Go ahead.
So, verse 7. Then answered I.
Read that last verse again. He said, they were made through me alone and no other.
You want me to read from the top of verse 6?
No,
Come. And they were made, and they all were made through me alone,
mm-hmm.
and through none other.
Mm-hmm.
By me also they shall be ended, and by none other.
For me alone was all these made. Now, who do you know me? When you read the Bible, is this a contradiction? They're going to say, Christians are going to say, throw this out. This is a contradiction. Y'all told me that in Hebrews, in the book of Hebrews, ISUPK told it that the angels did. You said the Lord made Christ, Christ made the angels, and then the angels made this stuff. You got to throw the Apocrypha out. The Apocrypha doesn't match up. Y'all reading the devil's book. What's the breakdown? We'll let him go because we said it. If you only get it, we'll out of bounds.
You'll do 1 second, sir. 1 second. I want to pull the speech that. I want to pull the speech that. What? 1 second. Like that.
And then, maybe the first part, yeah, second part, we kind of lost. That dude is scripture like that. But how but you got to be able to break this down. There's a trick, right? You're a little bit off from this. The truth is first, then the opposite. Before you really got to worry about this, Christians is going to come up to you. They're going to be able to say, they're going to try to be able to say, oh, first of all, y'all know they watch. Y'all was on the same. Now, I just saw a class of some people say, they don't say he made it, because no longer I call that. You're lying. You're contradicting yourself. Because you're reading from that damn book. They're going to say you can throw the whole Bible out, what they're going to say, throw no problem. So you got to be able to cut them without leaving this place. You got to be able to cut them without going anywhere. Shot, really, I should let you pull this. I should let you pull the scripture because you got to stay here.
Okay, God. No. Then I'll do that, sir. But I was.
I'll give you a hit. Everybody a hit. I'm gonna let all y'all try first, then I'm gonna let everyone.
I got it, sir. But I want to.
I don't want the scripture. I want you to. I don't want no scripture.
You don't want a precept, sir?
Huh?
You don't want a precept?
Okay, I'll let y'all try first. But I need to learn how to stay here. I gotta stay here.
No, I'll stay there. Real quick, I want to say ranking order in the Bible, right, is Deuteronomy 16:18, Ezekiel.
You're not staying here.
37.
Either stay here or pull your scripture.
No, I was just showing it there, right? I just wanted to do that, right? But I'm gonna go right back to the scripture. Go right back.
That's not talking to work on you, man. He said, I'm gonna let me get that out real quick.
I just wanted to say that, right?
Both halves of the story.
But if you read in the scripture, right where you at in 6, it says that I did consider these things. And they all were made through me alone. But this scripture is saying that the Lord, the angels, first of all, the Most High God made Yahushua, right? Like you said, and then Yahushua commanded the angels. There's a ranking order, which is what I want to prove by proving the other scripture.
Can't do that.
Ranking order.
Soon as you leave this, they gonna say these niggas don't know the Bible, man. Look at him. He up there trying to teach the people the Bible. He don't know the Bible. I asked him where he was at. He said he had to leave and go somewhere else. Why can't you stay where you at? Because let me tell you something, that's what I'm going to do with Christian. When the Christian pull up something, I'm not letting the Christian go with, you got a question, you're going to tell me something about John, I don't know. But then you got to take me to Revelations to prove John. You got to take me to Galatians. Do I know that the Bible is like that? Line upon line here a little bit. Yes, I do.
Right.
I'm going to confound you today. You understand? Because you're going to come in front of me thinking you know the Bible. So prove that verse you just said without going anywhere.
Nothing got done without the Lord's permission. Nothing got done without the Lord's permission. And he said it in the beginning. He said that I consider, even if you go from the top down, before everything was made, he made the decision. He made the decision. He formulated everything. So before all of it, he made the decision. He did it. So it says it right there in the beginning of from verse 1 all the way through 6. And then that's when he said in verse 6, he says, did I consider these things? Space and what you was breaking down, space and all that. The Lord considered it. It wasn't done without his permission. Not the angels, because you can see that in verse.
That's fine. That's fine. That's good. You know, you got it. You can do your precept. You got a precept. You get a precept. Christian, you take something. You take that long in the corner. Christian will eat you alive. Yes, he is. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I ain't say back down. I said he's gonna eat you alive. Yeah, the boy out.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things.
That's a precept, but it's not. It doesn't explain the question I asked. So that's a precept for this because I do the good and I do the bad.
Right.
And you can go further into it in a setting like this. You go in the corner too, but in a setting like this, you go into it and be like, he really has evil angels that sends a tornado. He doesn't get off his throne to create a tornado. He has an angel that creates tornadoes. You understand? And then he also blesses you. You understand? But he has angels do that as well. You understand? He delegates his orders because he's in charge. So you can like pull that as a precept. But when they say, how do you know he did this? All you got to do is say, right, this right, in his order. I did all of these things. I considered everything before you saw it. I considered everything. You understand? I knew you was going to ask that. I knew you was going to say, how could he possibly do that? If he's saying he did it, but then over here it says the angels did it. That's because I told him.
Right.
You understand? I told him to, and it goes up. You understand? It goes up. The angels did it, which means Christ did it. Because Christ told him to. Which means the Lord did it. because the Lord is in charge. You understand?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like the same way the president didn't go get Bin Laden. He
Yeah,
told them to go get.
that's an age-old one West breakdown for this
Right.
type of thing. We say SEAL Team 6 took out Osama bin Laden.
Right. Right.
Obama got on the airwave and said, he wanted all the praise. He wanted that was SEAL Team 6 was training in the mud, was climbing up the rope and climbing over the. That's SEAL Team 6 that did all that.
Right.
You understand? Training for years just for that one opportunity to take him out. Obama was putting suits on and giving speeches and allegedly going to Harvard or whatever school he went to, coming out of Chicago, and he was doing political things. SEAL Team 6 was training their whole life for that. And let me tell you something too. Let me tell you something that the world could get from this. SEAL Team 6 did not come out and say Obama deserves no credit. We do that. You understand? The Angels didn't say, you can go and all that. Last I remember, that was me and what's the name that made Mars. I mean, you weren't there, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we the ones that put Mars together like that. He was like, do this. And I was like, word, let's do that one like that. You weren't even there. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they understand how a true army structure goes. Even in the white man's army, they knew better than to go on CNN or NBC and say Obama should get no credit for doing that. You understand? And Obama proudly went online and said he got it. I remember that. It was 2010, right? 2010. I remember that. Like I was at my man's house, I was at my friend's house. We playing Halo on the Xbox. Halo had to stop because real Halo happened. You know what I'm saying? They had to stop. Yeah, it went live. Halo went live. You understand? They had the picture circulating on the internet and all that. They were so happy they got it. And Obama was so elated to take credit for it. He was so elated. The Lord said, just remember this, because you're going to read that in Angels. Before any of that, before anything you see, because you think you build houses, you think you do trash, you think you did this, you put your son into the world. You did, and I thought of all that. I thought of all that before you ever did anything or ever learned about science. I created science.
Right.
I'm responsible for science. You understand? This is me. I told him to do it. He told them to do it. You understand? This is me. This is all my work that you're looking at. That's what he said.
Like about me, sir. Just 2 quick points, right? One, a coach tells the quarterback what to do. The quarterback goes and tells the team what to do.
Yeah, the coach and look, and then I can go like this too. This is why sports you see the egos. Now you can see the left side. It's because you brought that up. Because you can see exactly the left side of what we're talking about in sports.
Right.
So the coach, we was talking about this with Brady and all that earlier, right? So you had he had arguably the greatest coach of all time, Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick.
I didn't hear what you said. I was trying to look.
Yeah, I thought he was going to say that. You about to say Bill Perserverance.
Y'all know who coached Chicago Bulls, right?
Well, we're talking about football. That's what.
Football.
Yeah. Phil Jackson got basketball.
You're right.
He got basketball.
You're absolutely.
Football is a little bit of a better analogy for this because it's both are team sports, but football relies on the other people around you a little more.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's why I put football slide.
Yeah, so when you're looking at it, Belichick is arguably the greatest coach of all time. And then he'll tell Brady, we're doing this. Brady is in the huddle with an earpiece. Brady goes, we're running this play. They go, they run it. If it succeeds, the media is doing what? The media is, the cameras is flashing, the trophies on the table with Brady sitting. You understand? Brady. Belichick is sitting there. And that's the Brady. Because he called all those plays. He called them. Then I'll use a different team.
The president.
This is the best one. The owners are elated too. Let's treat Belichick like that's the top. Just for the analogy, let's treat that like that's the top. You could extend it. You could extend it to Robert Kraft. You could extend it to Robert Kraft.
Right.
That's the way. T.O. Terrell Owens, known for having a terrible attitude.
Right.
Terrible. Wide receivers known to be divas. So when they don't get the ball, what do? They're going on social media. They will kick your back in on an interview You understand? They will leak it. They'll leak it to an outlet. And you act like they don't know where it came from. Oh, how the hell they got that story? I don't know. Go get the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see what I'm saying? They will do that. That's the left side of what we're talking about. Wide receivers, they're known to be divas. They don't stay in their role. Whether they're a star, a role player, whether they're Jerry Rice, the greatest of all time, they're known to be divas. And they're known not to stay in their role. You understand? If they feel like you ain't giving me enough trophy, I'm not getting enough praise, say what? You say what?
Number 22.
What? It's like,
22. Played for the Lions.
It's like. The point is, they're divas.
Right.
And when they feel like they're not getting the credit they deserve, they get out of pocket. They go out to get out of line. The quarterback is getting more credit because he's throwing the ball and handling it off. He has to touch the ball every play. You understand? The coach has to call every play. The offensive coordinator gets some love. The defensive coordinator gets some love. The strength and conditioning coaches get some love. But ultimately, who gets the baddest check out of the employees? The coach. Out of all the employees on that team, the coach is getting the baddest check from the owner. He's getting.
I'm about to say quarterback is plus.
It's not going to be apples to apples. You understand?
Right.
But you get what I'm saying? They're getting that money.
Right.
You understand? Defensive. When it comes to the coaches, the head coaches get the most money.
Right.
When it comes to the players, quarterback is getting the most money. They're sitting there, and you're looking at it on the Super Bowl who won, Brady, and you're going to have Belichick. You understand? You might get a Randy Moss. You never won. You get Robert Kraft. You don't. The point is, that credit goes up. Robert Kraft ain't do nothing. But he did everything. It's a whole team.
Right.
There's no Patriots if he doesn't have the Patriots. You understand that? So you can say, Brady won 7. There's no 7 to win on that team if he didn't establish it. You understand? And a good soldier, and this is why football is life, a good soldier would be like practice. And here, what do we say? The General Muhammad has done it again. You understand? He's done it again. We serve Christ, our King, who is austere. He said, I fear thee, because you take us up without putting us down. Meaning, you have us here, we're working. You told us, suck it up. Family hates you, suck it up. Life is crappy, suck it up. Because I'm coming for the kingdom. And you better build it while I'm gone.
Right.
Not you better wait and when I get back, I'm going to build it. Build it while I'm not here. Because when I come back, it better be built. You understand that? You understand that? And what do you think the Lord is saying to Christ?
It's like a precept for those two.
The Lord is saying to Christ, he said, the Lord is saying to Christ, he's like,
So that's what he said.
he told Christ, he said, it better get done.
Right.
You understand? All this foolishness going on earth, I want the kingdom of heaven on earth. You understand?
God.
Yeah.
It's like 2 quick precepts. One, I want to give 2 precepts to this whole conversation. The one precept I want to give the sow the seed, some seed fall on certain ground. 4 hours with saying, the coin.
The parable of flipping the coin.
Not flipping the coin, giving the coin. He gave this one this many coins. Flipping the coin.
They was told to flip it. The one who flipped the most got
Right.
the most. The one
Right.
who flipped the second most, he took his and gave it to the most.
Right.
And the one who flipped, he didn't flip it all. He buried it. He said, I wanted to make sure I at least had your penny when you came back. He said, come out there.
Now that's to what this last said, right? And then another precept to what we was talking about all over.
But in fact, hold on. Give me that parable. Give me the parable of the penny.
Parable of penny.
Give me the parable of the penny. I was looking for that a couple of days ago. I was looking for that. I couldn't even find it. I was
Parable of penny.
looking for the parable of the penny. The parable of the penny, the brother.
It's Matthew 20 and the book of Matthew chapter 20 verse 1 through 16.
Of Matthew 20. The Book of Matthew.
I'm sorry, sloppy, sir. Real quick before you go there,
This don't
right?
look like this the one I have found too. This don't look like
I don't think this is the one you're
this
talking
is
about, sir.
this is about don't be upset. If you're in the truth for 60 years and then Christ come back, somebody else is in the truth for 3 months and then Christ come back, don't don't hate that brother because he didn't have to be separate from the world for as long as you. Love him that we are all separate from the world. You understand? Love him that we are all in the truth together. That's this piece. For time's sake. Right, so the parable of the penny, he didn't want to flip it. The man didn't want to flip his master's penny. He wanted to make sure that he got it like an investment. I don't want to invest this penny because I can lose the penny I got. I'm scared. I'm gonna hold my penny. You understand? Somebody get $1,000 saying you're invest this, and you know what I mean, you go, nah, I'm gonna hold it. He come back, I'm gonna give him his 1,000 back. So that way, at least I didn't lose no money. Scared.
Sloppy,
Then you got the
sir.
person.
It's Luke 19 and 11.
Then you got the person who flips it a little bit. Right? I'm dying. I think this is enough. I don't feel like doing it anymore. And then you got the person that took it to the moon. Looked for every opportunity to flip that man's penny. Every opportunity to make this penny greater than it was. He treated it like it was his own penny. You understand? Like, this is my penny. I'm gonna treat it like mine. That man, when the master came back, the man who treated the master's penny like it was his own penny, he gave him all the pennies. The penny that the man held, the penny that the man only flipped a little bit, he let him keep his own. You understand? Because he treated that penny like that was his own penny. You understand? That is a man understanding his role. He wasn't being a wide receiver, a diva.
Right.
Yeah, he wasn't being a diva. He got
Sloppy, real quick before you go there, sir. I just wanted to know before you, because I know we still on topic, but I just wanted to make sure, proving this, what you were saying earlier, can we use the book of Job when when the angels had to report to the Most High as a saint?
I've already bring that up.
I just,
What you want to bring it up for what?
what we was talking about earlier, about the angel, he told the angels what to do.
Yeah,
The most High told the angels, gave them the order.
Yeah, because that's a perfect precept for what I was explaining, where he basically broke it down to them and said, he broke it down to Satan. And so there's multiple instances where he wanted to kill King Asa.
Right.
And he said, what should we do? He said, I want to do this. He said, no. He said, let's do this. He said, no.
Right,
He said, let's get one of his prophets to lie to him. He said, get it done.
Right.
You understand? He ain't said, that's a good idea. All right, I'm going to go do it. He said, oh, that's a good idea. We'll do it.
Right.
You understand?
It's like one more, when he said the two angels to Sodom and Gomorrah, can you also use that?
You can use any of it because you know that those angels were sent by the Lord.
Right.
So they didn't make a decision and go, I'm going to do this. They went off. The Lord said, go do this.
Right.
You
That's
understand?
the point, sir. Wow.
Satan came, and then when the Lord didn't have the idea to test Job, Satan said, can I? You understand?
A request.
He said, can I?
Oh.
You understand? He said,
He's like, so he said, did you consider?
yes. He said, have you considered? He made sure it was respectful. You understand?
Have you considered?
Have you considered? Potentially, maybe.
No, the Lord told him, he said, the Lord told him in the book, that's my favorite book, the Bible. He said, have you considered my faithful and humble servant, Job?
But I'm talking about the second part where Satan went back.
He said,
Satan went back the second time.
oh, yeah,
So in the first chapter, Satan goes,
right.
you know, the Lord said you consider
He
him.
said, you got the head,
He
right.
like you got him. He said dead and touches his material things.
Right,
Touches
but
family.
you killed it, right.
Then he said, he ain't break, man. He ain't break because you don't let me do him. That's why.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he said, all right, go ahead. Put your hand upon him, but you can't, you just can't take his life. Whatever you want, you just can't take his life.
Right.
I'm gonna get back on track.
That's also just to cut Christians when they say that angels disobey, if a fallen angel, women, happening all that stuff.
Yeah, go.
Angels don't disobey the Most High.
Go.
Nobody disobeys.
So why do people say that? Why don't people like? Why do people say that?
Why do people?
Why do people think that Nephilim are fallen angels who disobey the Lord? At their core, why do we as people, why do we do that?
Maybe because we want to exclude our disobedient individuals.
Because we would do that.
Yeah.
We do it today. We do it today. Because we don't care what the hell the Lord said to do. We don't care what he promised. We don't care what he said the punishment. We're going to do what we want to do. You understand? Until the Lord just takes us up. I mean, it's almost like the Lord had to bring reincarnation. Because you ain't going to listen like 12 times before you listen. You understand? He's going to take you out of here like 12 times before you say, reincarnation is real? Then yeah. You know what? I just got to get this right. You probably took me out of here a couple times. You understand? You understand? Because that's why. We think fallen angels and angels disobey the Lord because we disobey the Lord.
Right.
Angels don't disobey the Lord.
Right.
There's no fallen angels. All right?
You never see that anywhere in the Bible where you encounter the Lord saying, like,
It isn't, because it didn't originate from the Bible.
Right.
It didn't even originate from a misunderstanding of the Bible. It originated because people would do this. So it's like okay. So you know, hell came from Dante's Inferno. So now, since hell is now where your skin burns off and then it grows back, and then it burns off and it grows back for eternity, and there's 7 levels of hell. And once you do that, it's like, well, who's in charge? It's got to have a lot of power to do that to you. Yeah, because that was God's favorite that disobeyed him. He's like the most powerful angel. And then Michael got to fight Lucifer in Armageddon. You understand? It becomes a fairy tale. Because this is what you would do. You would disobey your father. You would do it. And then you would fight your brother. You would do that. Lucifer and Michael. You would disobey the Lord. And then you would fight your brother. That's what you would do. So you're thinking the angels do that. No, that is a man-made story that has its roots in Dante's Inferno. You understand? Once you start to believe things about people or entities of the Bible that don't have a root in the Bible, you can't even find a misunderstanding in the Bible. That's how you know a person made this up because of their own lust. You understand?
Right.
I want to disobey the Lord. So that means I think the angels do that too. No, that's just
Right.
You understand? I want that read.
Book of Luke, chapter 19, verse 11. And as they heard these things, he added and spake a parable, because he was nigh to Jerusalem.
Just go to 15. The master gave his servants money. He gave his different servants the same amount of money.
Book of Luke, chapter 19, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass that when he was returned, having received the kingdom, that he commanded these servants to be called unto him, to whom he had given the money, that he might know how much every man had gained by trading. Verse 16. Then came the first, saying, Lord, thy pound have gained 10 pounds.
10 times your money. Man.
Verse 17. And he said unto him, Well, thou good servant, because thou hast been faithful in a very little, have thou authority over 10 cities. Verse 18. And the second came, saying, Lord.
Sorry. Can you get that a little breakdown on that part right there?
It's not really a breakdown. It's really because this was a test. This was a test to see who really.
That part. I'm talking about the part where it says, because thou have been faithful and a very little, have thou authority over 10 cities. So it's just saying you gave them 10 cities for doing what he did. Okay, so
I'm giving you authority over 10 cities because you 10 times the money.
Right.
Yeah.
Verse 18. And the second came, saying, Lord, thy pound have gained 5 pounds.
Yeah. He's going to get him 5 cities. All right. Over 20.
Final count. And another came, saying, Lord, behold, here is thy pound, which I have kept laid up in a napkin. Verse 21. For I feared thee, because thou art an austere man, thou takest up that thou layest not down.
I fear thee. This is a parable talking about Christ. So those, a lot of people read things in the Bible, and because it crushes you, whatever you believe about life, about yourself, about people, you believe this doesn't apply to whatever thought process that you have, whatever concept that you have that this is crushing. This is talking to Christ. This parable is about Christ. He is the man that they are afraid of because he comes to take what he didn't lay down. How bad of a man do you have to be to convince a nation of people to build your kingdom and you're not here? Do you understand? You haven't been here for 2,000 years. You ain't been here for 2,000 years. 2,000 years later, they done try to bury your story, say you're white, crush your people, keep them in slavery. And yet and still, 2,000 years after your last incarnation, you somehow are such the perfect man, the greatest man who walks this earth, that the men of that nation will still build in your honor.
Right.
Not in your honor. For you to come take.
Right.
You understand? You think Commander General Hunter is building this just so Christ can come back and challenge him? This is not your imagination. He's not a water receiver. You understand? You understand? He's not a demon. He's building it with the full intentions of handing it over. You understand? All right, come on. Hold on. Read on.
Come. Verse 21. For I fear thee, because thou art an austere man, thou takest up.
This is my favorite. This is my favorite scripture. I'm upset now. I couldn't pull this off my memory. This is my favorite scripture coming in the truth. Because austere means cold. Cold and calculated. That's austere. You understand?
Right.
You're cold and calculated. That's not right. How are you gonna? He's the type of. I'm saying, so Christ is the type of person. And the Pharisees and the Sadducees were questioning him. He just drew in the sand. You understand? He sat down and started to do it. You understand? He just started to draw. He even answered him. He didn't wait. He just decided, I'm going to draw. Let you talk, and I'm going to draw. Because it doesn't deserve my response. That's cold. You understand? That's cold. That's why when your ribs get on your nerves, what do? You hold your shoulder. That's where this comes from. This. You understand? That cold shoulder comes from this. A man being cold. I read it. It's what must be done. So to do it.
Right.
It's cold. It's not warm. It's not fuzzy. It's not the hug from your mom. It's like that. This is building. I'm a builder, but you ain't even gonna be here. Building. Yeah, I don't think that's right. Building. You understand?
Right.
Please, I'm not about to explain this to you. Move.
Right.
You understand? Men left the truth, and men generally just stayed. And the Lord said, build it.
Right.
You understand? Bill, I don't have time for this. Build it. Or you want to leave because you took the wrong one. Or you want to leave because you claimed somebody owes you $200 from a oil team. Build it.
Right.
Cold. You understand? And calculate. You understand? Yeah. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, you want to use it in a more modern slang term. I know you don't. In a more modern slang term, somebody would call us being gangster. We've said that before. So I know what you mean. You said the Lord is a gangster. The Lord is a gangster. You understand? Right. We've said that before, so you know what I mean? I get what you're trying to say. But in biblical terms, in a more royal speech, it's all stupid. You understand?
Right.
It's cold. And Christ being his son as well. All stupid. It's cold. And Paul told me builders. He didn't say come back with excuses. He didn't say come back and tell me why you didn't build it. He said build it.
Right.
You understand? So I got it done. You ain't gonna do it. Slide. anyway. Do it slow because it's going to get done. And I'm going to do it without being there. You understand? I'm going to show you what to do. And I know, because I know Israel, that there will be 7,000 men who don't bow to the ball, who will look at my example, and they'll do it. Even if it's 2,000 years later.
Right, right.
I don't have to come back after this. You understand? I don't have to. I'm going to make this perfect example. I'm going to come back until I do it. I'm going to be Adam. I'm going to be Melchizedek. I'm going to be Isaac. I'm going to be Solomon. When I get it perfect, there's going to be 7,000 men who's going to witness it. And they witness it in real time. They're going to bear witness to it. And they're going to get up and build the kingdom before me.
Right, right.
And they're going to hand it over when I come back. I said, I feed you. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You understand? A 2,000-year plan. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. People lose their mind on YouTube when they get high and think the white man got every conspiracy ever heard. The white man got a weather machine out. You'll never hear the end of it on YouTube. Oh my God. You'll never. He made a cloud. He made a cloud. The white man put condensation in the air. He made a heart machine. He manufactured code. How about a 2,000-year plan? How about that? Does that make you bow down? How about that? When you leave serving the white man, if I tell you I have a plan that's getting executed right now, that we are executing right now from a man that hasn't been here in 2,000 years. Do you follow him?
Right.
Instead of drooling over the white man's COVID plan that he allegedly made with 5 years, 7 years of planning.
So I have 2 quick points, right? A man goes to prison 10, 15 years, 20 years. He's plotting for when he gets home, right? Just to your point, right? The man goes 10, 15 years. He done devised a plan. And he come home and he go through it, right? He follows through it and succeeds. You said Christ got 2,000 years, but if I may, sticking to what you're saying, the Most High God said before everything. Before you even thought the
that was the next thing I was going to bring up. Or you like, now he can say, oh, you like Christ 2,000 years?
Right.
Before time was created.
God, sir. God,
that was a concept of what a year was.
Right. I knew this was going to happen. I worked it.
I knew y'all wasn't going to listen. I knew y'all going to be in this many slaveries. I knew I was going to have my son do this. And I knew all this.
Right.
You understand?
Come.
Now, does hearing that plan make you leave the life? When you put the weed down and get off of YouTube, if you hear that the Lord knew all of this, you give the white man so much praise on conspiracy theories that may or may not be true. Oh, he's so excellent. Oh, how good. Oh, his evil knows no bounds. What about the man that had this plan before the concept of time? Do you understand?
Right.
What about your king who had a plan? This was more than 2,000 years ago, because he was Adam. This was the plan.
Right. God.
But let's just say when he was Christ. 2,000-year plan that the kingdom of heaven was going to come back on earth. Try to compare? You can't compare.
Right.
You understand? You can't. They feared him. I got to take it all the way back to where I started. They feared Christ. You understand? They feared him because of these qualities that we explained. You understand?
Oh, God.
Fear is God. It's a wonderful thing. You understand? Prefer fear over love. I want to say that. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of the story. But I love God, and He loves me, and He knows my heart. Oh, that's what your love is getting. what you try to do. Be afraid.
Right.
You be afraid of actually loving him. Because now you won't do it. You understand? I'm afraid of what he'll do to me. So now I'm going to love him. And just action. You understand? My fear is going to make you love him. You understand? I'm
So I can say about it, the Christian church loves the Most High God. They say they love him. They love him. And they working, as a Yah say, they working for the Lord in the Christian church. They got pedals and leading the church.
Have you seen the mariachi shows?
They got all types of crazy stuff. The pastor, if I may real quick, sir, the pastor in Atlanta says his husband is the first gentleman.
Yeah.
And you understand what I'm talking about, sir? And they say they love the Lord, sir. They love.
Because they got human love and understanding.
No, sir, we fear the Lord in the highest degree, sir.
It's love understanding. The Lord understands. He understands in his kingdom. That's what he understands. You understand? He understands it's a good thing he made the incarnation. Because it would pain him that would wipe you off the time. You understand?
No, it went out. I got a charge right there. That's the same thing.
You put it on the charger. Let's make sure that's charged every class. I think it holds like 6 hours of charge. There they are.
We also now have trap gospel.
Yeah.
I got the charge. It works.
Check.
No, it's not on this.
Check. Probably not.
Check.
It does.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You understand? That's why they are afraid of Christ, because Christ is a cold, calculated man who is planning the kingdom of heaven. He's going to take the kingdom of heaven, and he's not even here. You understand? And you still better do your job. You understand? You still better do it.
Oh,
And the man said, I didn't build the kingdom. I didn't build the kingdom because I was afraid. You take up what you didn't put down. You understand? I was afraid. So I just said, at least if I give him his penny back, he should. You understand? Yeah. Let me ask you. Is this fear? He said he fears it. He said, I fear thee, because thou art an austere man. What is this really going on? I fear thee, because thou art an austere man. Here's your Bible. And flip it, because I'm afraid of you. You so cold. All of us get the It's very simple. Keep it simple. If you think you got to do all that, you're already wrong. It's very simple. He hates Christ. He hates him. How dare you make me build a kingdom and you ain't here? I feared you. I feared you. He hates us. You understand? He hates him. You understand? Those men, y'all might not have been around all this time. You never paid attention. Y'all might have been around all this time, but there was a sentiment when they used to say, yeah, and we used to try to get him in the he got, Kendrick, I'd have got you out here doing all this, you'll do nothing. I was there. And then I would see it on there, y'all don't do nothing. What y'all do? Just get in the corner, y'all just talk. I just talk, y'all do that. That's all fake Israelites. This is fake Israelites saying this. Fake Israelites are saying, y'all don't do nothing but talk. Let's just talk. That's all y'all do. Play your honor to do nothing. He did a little radio show, and that's it. You'll never see him outside of that. These are people who like was in the school and the 90s and stuff like that. I remember their faces of them saying it. I remember watching YouTube videos of them saying it. I remember this. I remember the faces, and I remember being around that Squayala who was in the school in the 90s. And they was like, you in the school, you in the school, you left us this, you left us that, you left us this. It's they hate Commander General. They hated that he ran away and made up a lie that he owed them $200. That's why I can't go back to the school. I can't go back because you owe me $200. I can't do it. He said, General, I can't do it. I can't do it. And meanwhile, in all of our classes, they was in all of our radio shows. They was at the New York Cookout every year. Some of the same people saying this. So was it $200 back? I hate that you stayed and actually built the school back while I left and created a fabrication, created a mockery of what we both learned. I created something of my own. Right. And I know it's not the truth. And I hate that you stayed and built the truth. I hate it. You understand that?
No, sir.
He didn't hear that. He hated Christ. How dare you make me do that? And then Juliana said, honor and kindness. You understand the difference?
God.
He said, honor and kindness. They said, what? It's a difference.
God, sir.
I don't actually like it. You understand that?
Right. Good.
I was going to piggyback on what you said, Cole, like, your price lost their Cole was calculated. He was King Solomon, sir, and one of the coolest scriptures I ever read. And he said that the sister baby got stolen.
Oh!
And he said, all right, if none of y'all want to say whose baby it is, then just split the baby in half.
Literally.
You take one,
Literally.
you take half, and
You take the left side, you take the right side.
And then the sister,
whose baby it actually was. Because she's the actual mother and has actual feelings for the baby. Said, no. She can take it. She can take it. She's going to take care of my baby. And he said, verily, that's her baby. Because you was about to let me do it.
Right. God.
And also, you can't get thick like that.
That's all body.
You can't think like that if you out here.
If you saw it. If you feel like you got to please all parties, man, what am I going to do? You get weekend visitations. It's impossible for this to be both your baby.
Right.
You understand? It's impossible.
This ain't the Maury show.
You understand? If Maury had a spine, I mean, these things would be, if they came to us with these Maury problem issues out. You understand?
Right.
Fathers getting weekend visitations every other weekend, only getting holidays. I mean, that wouldn't happen. That wouldn't happen. Let's get down to the root of the problem. Yeah, I don't want to. He could just pay his child support. I don't want to see him. Not doing that. What are you talking about? Oh, take his money, put it in your pocket, and make him the bottom of the cardboard box. No. You understand? No. How about we figure out why the marriage is garbage?
Right.
You understand? How about we do that? How about no man? Let me tell you something too. A lot of this is because she go and bounce on another ride. He don't want his children around that other man because those are his children. How about there's so much brotherhood that won't nobody sleep with you because you are a whore. You'll leave your husband. You're a whore.
Right.
You understand? There's nobody for you to go to.
Right.
So you'll fix this marriage or we'll kick you out of Israel.
Right.
That's it. You understand? Done. But you gotta be cold in that decision.
Right.
Some people don't like counsel because counsel will give it to you cold. Counsel, General Mahyman is going to give it to you cold. And you're going to hate it. You understand? If that demon is on you, you're going to hate it. And maybe if you got a little bit of that cold in you, you're going to say, you know what? He's right. He's right. The counsel's right. You got that sugar. Got that sugar.
Right.
The counsel won't come down. You won't go. Ain't doing it. Ain't doing it. You're gonna call the same man back when you open your apple.
Right.
You understand?
God.
It's like it.
He hated Christ.
God, sir.
You don't listen to counsel, you hate counsel. Stop on. You understand? You hate counsel. You wanted to seem like you want your problem fixed. Oh, the problem's fixed. You know you can't handle whatever you're calling about. But you just hate counsel too much.
Right.
To actually listen. You love you too much than to hear somebody tell you you have a problem. Change this.
Right. Right.
You just love who you are so goddamn much. You're so perfect now. You're so perfect. Christ should never be that. You're so damn perfect now. This scripture talking about you now. This is you. You understand? It must be. Because you ain't gotta listen to no damn counsel.
Right.
You're the man right there. You understand?
Right.
A man like this hates Christ.
Right.
You understand? Yeah.
It's like two quick points, right? Right. First, on what you're saying,
Cold.
it's like
No, this is last cold.
it's like if I may, two quick points, right? Three, if I real quick, right? So first one, what you just said is heavy, right? Because you said the man hates Christ, right? I mean, he hates the Lord. He don't want to do his job. I remember first coming into the truth, Jeremiah Hyman said to me, my very first class, coming to the school and sitting down in the back of the class. This is when it was 116.
Mm-hmm.
This is 116. My very first class, Jeremiah Hyman said, I'm asking them like 20 different. I'm asking them the same question in 20 different ways.
Mm-hmm.
He took over. He said, just like he said, you know what? Maybe one day
Don't say the curse.
right. Maybe one day I just stop being. And you're kidding. And like you said, you know,
in that moment, he wasn't ready to hear that.
Somebody that don't got the sugar.
I wasn't finished. Hold on, finish it. In the moment, you ain't want to hear that though.
In the moment, I was ready. I said, I got something outside. Let it
Jockey time. It's jockey time. It's jockey time.
I'm ready. But listen, the Lord was with me and had mercy on me.
Mm-hmm.
And said, listen, nigga.
I need to come back and figure out what made him think he could say that to me.
And the Lord, that's exactly, sir, that is what you not preach. Because that's exactly what was in my mind. Is like, what made him think he could talk to me like that? He don't know me. I got something outside, neither here nor there, right? And then the Lord had mercy on me and said, listen, stop looking at the message, look at the messenger, listen to what he's saying. And I listened, and I sat in that class, and it was the beginning of wisdom, so to speak, right? It was the beginning of, oh, yeah. And then I was walking with Captain Cotton's, walking the general to the car, right afterwards.
It wasn't even the messenger. You don't know the general. At
Right.
that point in time, you don't know him. It's the feeling of, you know who you are.
Right.
And as a man in America, you have to walk around with a certain self-esteem about yourself. You understand? You have to. We're going to get ran over.
How
dare he? I have to react.
I
have to. Because I'm going to leave feeling smaller than I think I am.
Right.
I gotta react. It's not the messenger. It was you.
Right.
It's the ego. It's who I am.
The ego is right. That's
you understand?
exactly what it is.
And then you have to say,
right.
You understand?
And that's exactly what it was, the hold on. Right? And if I may real quick, right, what you were saying, and you know, everybody has this question. I even dealt with this question from the perspective in the beginning when I first came into the truth, and then having some time in the truth about, man, what does a brother, he's a brother now too, and he got his cover. I love his brother. He said, man, Commander General Yohana, what is he doing? Why is everybody giving him praise? And I explained it back then because at that point, when I talked to this brother, I said, because he stayed, because he held it up, because he said, move, I'll build it. But exactly what you're talking about, right? And
because of Commander General Hanna, there's a host of war, right? There's a host of Shaka war. There's a host of Yash. And the young man, got his name was Trooper, Armando, right? No, young man. It's like young man Armando, right? And we have Goyal because of Commander General Hanna sticking it out and building. What we have right now, you have a Jersey school.
Because the Lord, because Christ gave you 10 pounds. The Lord gave you 10 pounds and said, do something.
Sir, exactly.
To this day.
To your point, sir.
To this day, it's still.
Still.
You understand? Because you know not what hour Christ is coming.
And
He's going to come like a thief in the night to take it. He's going to come like a thief in the night. Are you going to have to get your point?
Last part to go added to that, if I may. Sir, when Christ said to the disciples, he said, now go make fisher of men. And Commander Hannah has done the same thing that Christ said. Go make fishers of men. And that's why Captain Cesario didn't let the ignorance of the world get into his head because he knew he was a fisherman. And he continued. But even right now, Captain Cesario is everywhere, all over the earth.
Everybody. Because I was with Captain Cesario, so I would hear people saying it to his face.
Right, God.
They were saying this in other cities. They were saying this on the internet. When we're battling, they're saying this to us all over the globe. They're saying, you're not going to have anything.
Right.
You understand?
God.
I remember this. They were trying to say these things. You understand that? They hate it. They hate Christ.
They do, sir.
You understand? This man didn't fear Christ. This man hated him. Can I ask you that?
Well, one person in the chat, I need the first one. The person in the chat, only one body comes from New York. Is that doubly to take what you don't lay down? For example, can my co-worker take credit for my work?
Who is this?
Only one body, not New York.
So he wants to know his co-worker take credit for his work.
Yeah, he said is that brother.
Christ is not your co-worker. You understand?
You elaborate.
Of course. You took a shot to point earlier. That's why there's a right. You understand?
God.
That's why there's right. You understand that? Yeah.
They might not understand it a lot, sir.
I'm gonna get them some time. You give me what you want to bring down, Lord. I'm gonna let them come back. That's why there's right. I hope you're in school. Better not. Come. Don't be in school asking me this. Okay, I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. You understand? Credit goes up. You understand? I ain't raised nobody yet. I'm never getting anything. You understand?
Right.
I've done nothing. You understand? I sit here and I do what I was taught to do.
Right.
You understand? I don't do anything special. I don't need special credit. I did it to Commander General Hanna because that's who raised me. I did it to Captain Zoya because that's who raised me.
That's right.
You understand? They acknowledge what I do and what I don't. You understand? Christ ain't your co-worker. I hope you get if you're in school, I hope you have it. I hope you're happy. If you're not in the school, you should come to school and learn how it works.
Right.
You break down? You say something else, tell me immediately.
No. Can I get a breakdown of First John chapter 3, verse?
That's the man's name. What's your name? Say that. Say, what's your name? Come on.
Can I get a breakdown of First John chapter 3, verse 16? Just if in the event if I use this at any time of class at church to try to Christians to try to say that Christ is God.
So what?
I want to break it down to show that they're speaking about Christ, even though Christ's name is not mentioned.
What's the verse?
Book of First John chapter 3, verse 16.
You want to know what?
I wanted to break down of it so that way like about to the preacher like that. Christian might try to come up and say, "Oh, well, Christ is God." Well, how do you go to talk about Christ as Christ is not in the verse? You know what I'm saying? No, the book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 16. Hereby perceive we the love of God, because he laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for the brethren.
Online. Name in the chat if you are a coward. Read it again. The question online, name in the chat or you are a coward. There you go. Now, just one of you brothers heckling from behind the scenes, Salak. Forgive me. Name in the chat or you are a coward. Go ahead. That's the question strikes me as very, you understand? Very odd.
Because the first thing he said was peace, watching NYC. But then he said, is that brother to take what you don't lay down, question mark, and then he said, for example, can my co-worker take
I got the question. Give me your name or you're a coward.
He's still watching, so
I'm sure he is. Go ahead. Read your question again.
The book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 16. Hereby perceive we the love of God, because he laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for the brethren.
Okay, what exactly is your question? You want to know what?
I'm using this in terms of redemption, but I want to be able to use this also to try to Christian to try to say that how can we know you're talking about Christ? I mean, I know I could easily say he laid down his life for us. But how else could I get on to how else could I?
You're trying to use this for Christ? You're trying to use this to say Christ did what? Laid his life down for us?
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is that because it says hereby perceive we the love of God.
Because he laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for the brother.
No. So, if the Christians sit there try to say, well, how do you know that's Christ that the scripture is speaking?
You gotta go like that. You gotta go like that. That's what's right. You understand?
I wanted to be
1 John chapter 3.
I wanted to be able to do it, you know, really good. That's why I wanted to just try to get it down right. Because, you know, Christians will be quick to try to say, oh, why you can't?
If you don't want to leave and you want to prove, okay, if you don't want to leave, and I'm assuming you want to prove, you're saying a Christian can take this and try to say that God is Christ, Christ is God. Because it says, the love of God, he laid down his life for us. So you're trying to say a Christian can say this is talking about God, right? So God died.
Okay.
Good. If you don't want to leave and go anywhere, just ask them. God, so God died. And then who brought God back to life with God? God did. Because he's God. What did God do? What did God do with God? You go back to heaven? Did he spin around? Yeah, good. Yeah.
I've heard Christians say that God came flesh and came down in the flesh. I've heard that before. Right?
So when he came down and died, so you're saying that God made himself a spirit, but he's a spirit. He moves, he comes down, makes himself physical, died and went back. Okay, so who was in charge when he left?
We never have an answer.
Is it Michael or Lucy? Which one? Who was in charge? This is all Christianity. Of course. Who's his second in charge? You understand?
Their answer.
You're saying he's his own second in charge. That's the problem.
Because Christ.
That's the problem. So he went from being in charge to making himself second in charge.
Right.
To die.
Right.
To go back to being first in charge.
Right.
But he's also simultaneously second in charge.
First in charge. Died. Second.
Heaven ran itself when he died.
Second
Heaven
charge.
ran
On
itself.
earth. Right.
Of course. They're going to say you don't understand.
Right.
You don't understand. You can't compare this to when a CEO dies. When a CEO dies, we're not talking about that. We're talking about God. Because they like to say that the reason why we're not Christian is because we try to make sense of everything in the Bible. There's some things you just can't. Brother, that black brother.
Oh, I know you.
Yeah, Captain Nazar is the people who tried to make it seem like the reason we don't understand Christ as God is because we try to make everything make sense. So you're saying you are a grown man who likes to be confused. No, I'm saying you just can't understand everything the Lord got going on. Why? Why? You understand? Yeah.
If I may real quick.
Mhm.
If I may real quick, sir. You know why? Because in the Christian church, they say you can't fathom God. You can't fathom God's power. This is what they say. Growing up in the Christian church, this is what they say. You cannot fathom God's power. So he has such power that he can become Christ, die, like you just said, he can become from the spirit, become physical, become Christ, then die, and then go back.
At that point is when you will get into all the it behooves him to be made like unto his brethren, according to the flesh, seed of David.
Right.
Lineage being mentioned in the first, as soon as you open Matthew, it starts listing his lineage. As soon as you open Luke, it's listing his lineage right now.
Right.
Begat, Christ.
So then God went through the weekends. It's like, if I mean real quick, right?
His lineage. No.
So that means so what they say in Christianity, I'm just being a Christian right now. So in Christianity, they saying God has a lineage, right? Because if you go by Luke, right, this person could get all the way to Christ, right? So they saying the Most High God created all of this, then
That's all
he
say it. Say it.
No,
Say it. That's what they're saying. They're saying, I, the Lord, created all of this.
Right, he created
Then I
all this.
decided I wanted to enjoy myself.
And
Nephilim.
He made
Anunnaki.
He made all of this. And
These are the same people who believe in Nephilim.
Sir, he made all of this.
He made all of this.
And then he wanted to sleep in his creation.
He didn't make the super creation.
And then make himself.
The Anunnaki are real.
He made himself. Sorry, sir. I want this because this
Anunnaki are real, and
crazy.
he made himself.
It's crazy.
Yes.
If
He had sex with a woman to give birth to himself.
He had sex with his own creation to give birth to himself. Retardation.
You just can't fathom God. That's all it is. You can't fathom it because you can't do it.
Right. I prefer to be honest. I'm gonna make the pudding, sir. I'm gonna make the pudding.
To make sense of everything that they claim, like for you to really not be able to understand the things that we understand, and then to try to make that make sense, meaning Christ is God and God is Christ, because this, that, and the third. When you start getting into the Bible and getting into lineage and getting into him being from the flesh and from the seed of, that means you would have to go back and say, oh, so he's from the seed of David. Yeah, so God was David. No, he was just Joseph. So Joseph did have sex with Mary. No, I didn't mean he was Joseph. I meant that the angel had sex with, and that was the Lord. So why does it say that he was according to the flesh and the seed of?
Right.
Everybody else that's according to the flesh, everybody else that's the seed of, was a man being with a woman. What are we talking about?
Right.
Person responded back himself. He didn't put his name, he just said, got it.
You're a coward. You're a coward. Your manhood is cheap. You're a coward. Huh? Manhood is cheap.
Oh, cheap.
Your manhood is cheap. You understand? Everybody watching this knows your manhood is cheap.
Or womanhood.
That's a man. I'm telling you, that is a man. Y'all should know that is a man.
Well,
You know.
I mean, he might be offended. Was it feminine tendencies?
Might be a pronoun. You never know.
He, them, they.
There you go. There you go. Brother, state your name or you're he, them, they. You're a he, them, they. You are it. Take it back. Before it was he, them, they. I was in school, we called him it.
You one of them.
I was an it. And you one of them its. You one of them its. Yeah.
Boy,
Good.
Will this be a precept for the Revelation 21 and 1 that I had earlier?
Yes, I was going to bring it all the way home. No, I'm just saying, I ain't forget you. I was going to bring it all the way home. Come on.
All right, come on, sir. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10.
Hold on.
Slide. I got it.
Second Peter what?
Peter's chapter
2 Peter
3.
3, verse 10 to 13.
Chapter 3.
Hold on.
Second Peter 3, 10. I want you back.
The book of 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. So can you break that part down real quick, sir? Second Peter chapter 3, verse 10. All I think got it? Got it?
Mm-hmm.
But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night,
Mm-hmm.
in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Mm-hmm.
The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The heaven is going to pass. You understand? The heavens is going to pass.
Is that talking about nuclear war, sir? The great noise, the bombs?
Earth and the earth shall be burned up. Come. Shall melt. The elements shall melt. The fervent heat come.
Verse 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in a all holy conversation in godliness? Verse 12. Looking for the hasting until the coming of the day of God, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Verse 13. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness.
That's a perfect precept. Yeah, that whole thing is in direct precept to Revelation.
That was fire right there. It's like
Good.
Is that, sir, also connect to the lake of fire?
Lake of fire.
Definitely how it passes.
No, this isn't talking about death being cast into the lake of fire. Hell, yes. Because hell is what? A condition. Our low condition is burn up with America. When America burns up, so will all of our oppression. You understand? No more crack babies, no more ghettos, no more gangs, no more Christian churches, no more mosques, no more brother violence, no more sisters hating each other. All of our oppression and all of our hell will be burned up.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the oppressor is in his hand.
He's in his heaven. His heaven is our hell.
That heaven is gone.
When that heaven is gone, the new heaven will come, which is ours.
That talks about land.
No.
A lot of Christians believe that. They believe that.
Of course not.
The earth is going to be physically destroyed. You know, it's the earth. That's the earth.
Yeah, because I mean, not.
Not business. Flying around with the heart.
First thing shot no eggs, American no fire. I knew something about the march in the battle, but I was told that the niggas was better I know this might not be the time, but I just want to say, but pretty much the
Sluggy out of water. And now, Sluggy, if I may, real quick, sir. I just want to say on this topic, right? I know what the cure is. I know the cure is school, right? But getting to the cure of talking to our people, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, striving to fight for our people to start coming into the school. Can you just give us a quick breakdown on what's the best route of going to fight for our people to bring them into the school so they can understand these things? Because a lot of our people are stuck in the Christian church. A lot of our people are stuck, like extremely stuck in the Christian church, and they accept all the whoredom that comes with it. And it's hard to fight that with Christianity, celebrating of all the holidays, the accepting of birthdays, the accepting of pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster.
What can convert somebody?
What is the best method, as far as being a priest and a prophet of the Lord, to attack that and help a brother or sister coming to school?
Adaptability. The reason why adaptability is the best method is because Kent is a UPK bedrock.
Right.
UPK was built on Kent.
Right.
Now people might just see you on TikTok or Facebook, having a random conversation with somebody as you was getting off the bus, and you thought the conversation was powerful.
Right.
So now you recorded it. And you said, you want to go record it. You just said you said it into the camera. And that right there, your kindness to a stranger, what's said during an interaction, might convince somebody. That might convince somebody to come. It could be a lecture. It can be a cookout. It can be a back to school event. It can be any number of things to convert a soul into the truth. But you don't know what it's going to be for which specific person. I used to hate when they were telling us. I used to really not like bring them historical books out there. Why do you need a historical book? You read me the Bible. You understand? I was when I was an Israelite, go in the Bible, these verses, these scriptures, and I went off of that. You understand?
Right.
Now you're talking. It was cool for me to read Babylon and Timbuktu. I have a little mini library in the house full of books with knowledge that corroborates the things we say and the things the Bible says. And it still just puzzled me why I needed to bring Babylon to Timbuktu out from the corner. Why? I have a book way more powerful here.
Right.
With all the answers, not Ronald Sanders telling you an accurate, but telling you a story. You understand? Accurate or not, he's telling you a story. I'm giving you the Lord's words. Finally, correctly broken down to you after how many years of you listening to the church, to the mosque, or avoiding the church and avoiding the mosque. I'm finally giving it to you all. And I got to give Babylon a timber too.
Right.
It confused me and it low-key made, I would never play them. I used to never read books. I'm like, that. It's ridiculous. Somebody need that book.
Yeah.
And that's scripture where it says, don't, you might have been there for 60 years, you might have been there for 6 months when they first came out. Yeah, you had to change your life around. You got the smoke for the secret holes only you. So,
Yeah.
you missed the hooper? You miss the horse. You understand?
Right.
You missing something? If you really want this world to rise again, whatever lawful method you must use, you would use it.
Right.
You understand?
So,
If you want Israel to rise. But if Israel has to rise because you only want to do that, you understand? You feel like everybody should come in the truth of it. Everybody should come in the truth of elections. Everybody should. Why do I have to do anything else other than election? Sit here, I'm going to put this projector on, you're going to see the knowledge laid out, and you're going to fall in love with the knowledge. If you don't, you hate God.
right.
I mean, maybe that person in the lectures ain't against that person. You understand?
Right.
You don't know. Maybe somebody comes from a background of never having experienced brother. No family, foster home, no family, nothing, no brother, no sister, no nothing. Maybe a cookout will wellness event. That's okay.
Right.
Maybe they go. Maybe they didn't even know they was missing a man. Then maybe they see priests and prophets giving book bags out in the room. And in the Lord, the Spirit of Christ lights down on that person. And they go, I never knew when watching a brother reading the Bible who looks like me, talks like me, lives where I live, went through what I went through, giving a kid a book bag. I never knew that would make me feel like this.
Right.
I never knew I would want to do it. Just seeing them do it, I never knew that would make me want to do it. It's, adaptability is the best. The ability to do whatever is required to do it. Yeah.
A lot of our people, they have that issue. Bible is rough. Men look that way. Well, it's weird excuses, but they never apply that to any of the right?
Of course not.
That's the third path. But you can relate to this, like Captain Cesaria,
Yeah, you meet somebody where they're at. The model of the Christian church is come as you are. The problem with that part is the Christian church lets you stay as you are. That's the problem with the Christian church. Come as you are is come as you are. You should. You're going to come here high. Your very first class, you're going to be high as a kite. High as a and over time, nobody else is going to be higher than you.
Right.
And you're going to start to feel weak, soft. Not only sitting here like high. I know how to tell. Can I only sit here when I'm high or something? How about if you try to stop? You understand?
Right.
Come on, let me show you that. Because it's so spiritual. You'll see like people who are just coming to the school, but you'll notice sometimes you can't sit through a whole class. The demon in them, after 40 minutes, I don't know. But they'll come back. They'll come back and next time they'll be out. You understand? But that demon will really make you leave after finishing class. Because that demon is pain. It's eating you up inside. Everybody can't stop smoking culture. You understand? So sometimes, some brother came to the school, semi in New York. He had to have a smoke. He left. He went outside to have a smoke. Came back in. All right? Yeah, that's fine. That happens. That's fine. Next time, just don't smoke. It's 2 hours. Just don't smoke. You understand? I think I'm over my limit. You understand? With that being said, pass the class over. Each officer, wrap it up.